The desert does not forget. It swallows cities, erases dynasties, and buries the ambitions of kings beneath the shifting sand. But some things are not meant to be found. Some doors are not meant to be opened. And some treasures are not gold at all, but traps laid by the desperate and the damned.
There is a cave beneath the desert, hidden from the sun and forgotten by time. The locals speak of it in whispers, if they speak of it at all. They say a dead king buried his soul there, locked inside a lamp of brass, guarded by a fortune in gold that no living hand has touched in 1,000 years. The door has no key, no lock, no mechanism of iron or stone. It opens for one thing only: a heart that wants nothing for itself, a soul untouched by greed, unpoisoned by the hunger for power. For 1,000 years, no such heart was found. And so the cave kept its lamp and its secret, waiting until a boy came who did not know he was being watched. He was not a prince, not a warrior, not a scholar. He was a thief, but not the kind who steals for glory or for gold. He stole to feed a dying woman. He stole because there was no other way. And in a city where men killed for a single coin, this boy gave everything he had away. The sorcerer had been searching for decades. He had climbed mountains, crossed seas, consulted the dead and the damned. He had performed blood rituals under eclipsed moons, spoken names that should never be spoken, and bargained with forces that do not bargain fairly. All of it led him here, to a narrow street, to a boy running from a baker with a loaf of bread. The sorcerer watched him disappear into the crowd, and he smiled. He had finally found what the cave required. The boy was not a saint. He was not a prophet. He was simply empty. Empty of greed, empty of ambition, empty of the hunger that corrodes the hearts of kings and conquerors. He stole out of love, not out of want. He risked his life for a woman who had given him nothing but her last breath. The sorcerer did not care about the mother. He did not care about the boy. He cared only about the lamp. And he knew that to reach it, he would need a key that had no desire to open the lock. He approached the boy in the shadows of his poverty, wrapped in the lies of kinship. He claimed to be a long-lost uncle, a brother to a dead father who had never spoken of family. He spoke of a medicine from the Eastern traders, a cure that cost more than 10 houses, more than a lifetime of labor. He watched the boy's eyes widen with hope, and he knew he had him. The sorcerer made him a deal. A small thing, he said. 2 nights into the desert, a cave, a brass lamp, worthless to any eye but his. Retrieve it, and the gold inside is yours. The medicine is yours. Your mother lives. The boy did not hesitate. Overhead, like in different gods, until the ground opened into a chasm of black stone. The sorcerer chanted words in a language older than memory, calling on forces that had no names. He gave the boy a gift, a charm to protect him from the dark, and told him never to remove it. Then he stopped at the edge of the cave and refused to go further. The cave, he said, was particular about who it let in, and the boy, empty of greed, was the only one who could enter. The boy descended alone into the darkness. He walked through tunnels lined with gold, jewels, treasures that would have made empires weep with envy. He stepped over piles of coin that could have fed his mother for 1,000 lifetimes. He did not touch them. He did not want them. He walked past everything the cave offered, looking only for the thing that mattered to his master. And then he found it, A brass lamp, ugly, worthless, sitting in the center of a vault of impossible wealth. He reached for it, and the ground began to shake. The cave was waking up. It had never been meant to open. It had been waiting for a heart that wanted nothing. But it had not been waiting to let that heart leave. The boy shouted for help. He called out to the sorcerer, begged him to pull him up. The sorcerer lowered a rope, but his grip was not steady. "The lamp first," he demanded. "Give me the lamp, and then I will pull you up." The boy hesitated. He had done everything asked of him. He had walked through fire, had ignored the gold that could have saved his mother, had trusted a stranger who called himself family. And now, in the moment of his greatest vulnerability, the truth began to seep through the cracks of the lie. Dead king. The sorcerer turned and walked away, carrying the boy's betrayal like a trophy. He had promised him everything and given him nothing. He had lied, manipulated, and exploited the purest heart he had ever found, and he had done it without a trace of remorse. But the desert is patient, and the cave had been waiting for 1,000 years. It did not need the boy's death. It needed his lesson. In the darkness, surrounded by gold he could not spend and jewels he could not sell, the boy began to understand. He had been chosen not because he was strong, but because he was good. He had been betrayed not because he was foolish, but because he was kind. The gold meant nothing. The lamp meant nothing. The only thing that had ever mattered was the woman waiting for him in a crumbling house, her hand reaching for his in the dark. And now, because of his trust, he might never see her again. The cave beneath the desert is a warning. It is not a tomb for kings. It is a mirror held up to the human heart, a test that cannot be passed by the powerful or the proud. It opens only for those who want nothing, and it traps only those who trust the wrong people. The boy learned that lesson in the darkness, screaming into the void, calling for a mother who could not hear him. The sorcerer walked on, clutching the lamp that would give him everything he desired. But he had already lost. He had found the one heart the gold could not buy, and he had destroyed it. He had proven that the cave's judgment was correct, that greed was the only poison that truly mattered, and that the purest souls are always the most vulnerable. The desert does not forget, and the boy does not stop calling. His voice echoes through the stone, a prayer to a God who might not be listening. He is alone, betrayed, abandoned. But he is not broken. Because in the end, the cave was right about him. He wanted nothing for himself. And that is the only thing that might.
The desert does not forget. It swallows cities, erases dynasties, and buries the ambitions of kings beneath the shifting sand. But some things are not meant to be found. Some doors are not meant to be opened. And some treasures are not gold at all, but traps laid by the desperate and the damned.